Good morning, guys. Welcome to a day in the life. And as you can probably tell, this is not Jake's voice. My name's Luke. I'm Jake's videographer, camera guy, whatever you want to call me. And we're due to shoot a day in the life today, and he has not got back to me. So we're going to help ourselves. We're going to walk into his house and see where he is, what he's up to, and go from there. Well, he's clearly not awake, that's for sure. Jake? Jake, wakey wakey, it's filming time. Oh, fucking hell, he's asleep. Come on mate, we're here to film, mate. It's filming time.
What's the time?
The time is 6:30.
You were supposed to be here at 8, you cunt. Fuck's sake. Well, this is a way to start a day with life, isn't it?
Come on, up we get, let's go.
What do you mean, let's go, you cunt? You just fucking woke me up. Well, now Luke's actually given me 10 minutes to wake up. Just for the record, I'm not a lazy bastard. Luke was expected to be here at 8 o'clock and he has decided to turn up at 6:30. Because he's probably already been up for about 3 hours. Anyway, everyone, welcome. This is episode 3. And episode 3 is going to be a day in the life of me. So what we're going to do for today is take you through what a normal day looks like for me. Wednesday is my normal non-working day from my main business. So it means it is a chaotic, hectic amp day. And it is also the day where I get all of my chores in. So we're going to take you through my days of my chores for the day, shall we say. We'll take you through my meal setups. We're going to take you through my supplements. We'll let you in for the first time on the juicy stuff. So I am going to take you through my cycle and everything that I am currently taking at the moment. So yes, stay tuned, guys. I will get myself up and about and probably be a bit more live in about 10 minutes. And we'll keep you updated. But I've definitely found some of my more controversial reels have been good recently. So, some new amp tops, right? Look at this, everyone. This is a very interesting point. So these are new amp tops, right? Disgusting. Okay. Disgusting. Disgusting. You're all sitting there thinking, why the fuck would you order those colours, right? So, I ordered some new colours as a colour sample, okay? So I sent off, I don't know if you can zoom in on this, Luke. I asked for this blue, number 15, this orange, number 22, this green, 25, and this grey, 27. And this is what I've ended up with. So that was a very unsuccessful bunch of purchases. So if any of you see me walking around the gym with these on, I'm purely wearing them for advertisement, but these will not be any of the new colours.
What you get when you buy from China, mate.
That is very true. That is very true. Right. I am fucking starving. So I'm going to knock up meal 1. So just a bit of insight at the moment, guys, just in terms of what I am doing in my body building journey. I call myself the average bodybuilder. So I have been dieting for probably about 8 weeks now. I haven't posted much on socials because, as everyone tells me, I'm a secret squirrel and everyone's going to start going, oh my God, you're going to compete. And I know I do often do that, but just for the record, I am not competing. And for those of you that do know and have watched my recent Instagrams, you will see that on Saturday, I did go to a rave, got heavily intoxicated and have been struggling for 2 days. And if I was on prep, I would not be doing that. So we will give you a good run through of what I am doing in terms of food and stuff for today. Macros, I actually can't remember them off the top of my head, but we are running at about, I think we're at about 2,800 calories at the moment. I'm not doing any cardio. I am probably around 40 odd fats, about 250 protein, and then the rest in carbs, which I think off the top of my head is around about 300-ish, 300 to 400 mark. So yeah, I'll take you through my food today. I am trying to be a little bit adventurous with the food because I am getting a little bit peckish. Probably in 6 months' time, I'll be moaning that I'm fucking starving, because that's what I do. I'm never anywhere in the middle. I'm either starving or I'm heaving over the sink drinking cream of rice through most of the off season. So, but I am actually hungry at the moment. So I'm going to knock up my first meal. My first meal is a little bit of a banquet. So my protein source does come from bacon medallions in the morning. I have a nice little slice of bread with absolute soaked in ketchup. Luke is probably going to take the piss out of me for most of my food for the remainder of the day.
Absolutely.
We used to live together. If you didn't see the first YouTube I think we ever did on this, and he used to take the piss out of me for my food all the fucking time. So yeah, bacon, toast and some bread, a nice little small bowl of oats, which is going to be smothered in skinny syrup. And everyone tells me that I eat runny oats that are basically like soup, so I'm going to try and make them a bit more perfect so I don't get ripped apart for this one.
I'll give you a hand with that, mate.
Some grapes and some dark chocolate. So that will be meal one for the day. As we move through, I'll continue to update on the rest of my food. So that is a nice smashed glass. Fantastic. What a great start to the day. Yeah, go on, you zoom in on it, you cunt. Do you know what? I've lived here for 2 years and I don't think I've ever smashed anything. Fucking starving. Get that bacon out of there. Here comes the smothering of the ketchup.
12,000 steps in cardio, why is it feeling like it's taking every ounce of my fucking energy to even do that? Whereas now I feel, I'm like doing fucking 5 things in the day and I'm getting to night time and I'm like, what can I do next? Like I'm mowing my fucking lawn.
Yeah, look. Bottom message is at 10:55, it was only 20 minutes ago. It's carnage. The best part of the day. Oh. Look at that, mate. Consistency.
Once Jake had finished clearing the 55,000 unread messages and inhaling his bowl of slop, it was time for the first errand.
So why don't you tell everyone what we're doing here then, Jake?
So for the next part of the day, this is not normally part of my day in the life, but today we are going to see I'd love to say like a car specialist, like I'm talking like we're going to be looking at some brand new Lamborghini, but unfortunately we're not, because Jake had a little episode last week where I reversed my car into the back of a bollard. So we'll take everyone out to see the damage.
Basically, Jake got drive. Basically. Right, let's have a look then.
Although it doesn't actually look that bad, to be fair. But this is the this is the aftermath of my smashed up car. And if you want to zoom in, we've got some elastic bands, or we can call it a flexible number plate. Elastic bands holding my number plate together.
And where's the other damage?
I mean, if we get out of the sunlight, there's a nice little dent here that just to add to the collection. This is just about falling out. So yeah, we've done a good job. So, I mean, I say this is not normally a day in the life, but Luke will remember, I do have a little bit of a habit of...
Well, you fucking curbed your Lamborghini.
Making a few... I forgot about that. Making a few accidental damages. So we're just about to go and get a quote to see how much it's going to cost me for probably a brand new bumper.
Quote secured, and now with a few less quid in his pocket. Next on the to-do list was his weekly rub-down. from another man.
We're gonna give it a go. Yeah. So yeah, I mean we've spoken. I think it is. This has been a bit of a.
This is the only thing that's
And I think when you got, I don't know what the answer is, Jay. I'll be honest with you. From my point of view, is no matter who you go and see, they're telling you or gonna tell you the same thing.
After falling asleep halfway through his rub down, Luke ordered Jake to have a freshen up so that they could crack on with the rest of the day's filming.
Everyone, welcome back. I'm now showered, refreshed after a very stressful morning of Luke waking me up and taking the piss out of me. So what I'm going to take you through now, which I did forget to do this morning, is the morning supplement regime, which as you can see is very, very damaging to my bank balance every single month. So I'm just going to take you through each of what I take in the morning. I'm not going to go into great detail about why I take them. If you want any further information about why I do, by all means, drop me a message. But just to run through, so first one is P5P, vitamin B6. So purpose of why I take that is to help reduce prolactin, which you will find out later on as to why I need to reduce prolactin. Curcumin from JP, so curcumin, folic acid, a common one that I get in that I put into most people's supplement regimes that are assisted athletes, and the reason for that is for most people's blood work that are assisted, you will often see elevated ALT. Folic acid is fantastic for reducing that. Have proved many a times with a lot of my clients where ALT has been up. We have utilised this morning and evening and has proved to see a reduction. So if you are someone on your blood work who has ALT that is particularly high, it's not an absolute game changer, but you will see some reductions, so worth adding in. JP Heart Care, again, when you're an assisted athlete, we need to be looking after our hearts. Vital Support, again, it does what it says on the tin. Support for when you're on cycle. Again, great supplement, which I also take morning and evening. Omega-3s, do not buy rubbish crap omega-3s. I always, when I sign people up, tell them to take omega-3 as a standard supplement, and then the next thing I see is they are buying my protein ones. So try and get a good omega-3. What you are looking for is an omega-3 with high EPA and high DHA. So as an example, servings for these EPA is 3,000 and DHA is 1,500. So really good supplement in terms of omega. Love Heart, really, really good for cholesterol, kidney health. Again, staple in my supplements that I take morning and evening. Vitamin K2 and D3, assisted or not, this is again a staple for me in everyone's diet. Everyone should take at least a D3 supplement. Vitamin C, again, another standard. I take 2,000 milligrams a day, 1,000 in the morning, 1,000 in the evening, great one to add in. 2 additional supplements, some of you will not be too familiar with these. Ezetimibe, so I am somebody who, when I am on cycle, my cholesterol does tend to be a little bit out. One of the best supplements that's not very well known in terms of helping reduce that, so worth adding that in if you have any issues around cholesterol. If you do have any questions on this, again, just drop me a DM and I can talk you through that. And then Talmosartan, so I take 40 of this every day in the morning. I don't take the full dosage of 80. Again, it is a medication that is used for reducing blood pressure, so a great one to also add in. So that is my morning supplement stack. What I am going to do now is eat meal 2 because I am starving. I've already made some of the meal preps well in advance, most of the time anyway. So this meal is turkey mince, chili con carne, a little bit mixed in, and rice. Volume wise, I'm on 125 grams of turkey mince and poverty 80 grams of rice. And once this is cooked, I'm going to put excessive amounts of salt on because I'm dieting and it tastes good. So that is my first 2 meals for the day covered and my morning supplements.
Meal 2 down. It was time to get back to work with more client check-ins and programming.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, ladies, this one is for you. I've been getting multiple messages about all of you wanting an athlete hoodie. So you're all greedy fuckers because you all get your robes on show day and the guys get the hoodies for show day. However, I have now added to the Amplified Nutrition Clothing website the option for the ladies to purchase an athlete hoodie. So if you go onto the website, you are able to purchase them. I'm gonna start that again. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are good. So this one's for the ladies. I've had quite a few messages from you all recently asking me, can I have an athlete jumper that the guys have? You're all greedy fuckers because you all get robes on show day, but I know for most of you, you don't like wearing a robe necessarily and you like to drown yourself in some big baggy wear. So what I have now done is added onto the website the option for you all to purchase an athlete hoodie. So ladies, get yourself online and you can now purchase them. They do need to be obviously made to order because they've got your names on, so they will take a couple of weeks, but if you want to get on there and order them, you can. So, that was just an update.
Take care of that.
Yeah. So, just put a story up just to basically say, as you would have just heard, the ladies are desperate for some athlete hoodies, so I usually buy them all robes for show days, but most of them said they'd rather have a big baggy warm jumper. So the option for the ladies, if you didn't see the story and you're watching the YouTube, you can now go onto the Amplified Nutrition Clothing website and purchase a athlete hoodie. So just to give you a bit of an update on what we've been doing, all I have been doing, which I spend most of my life doing, is responding to check-ins. So, and just been on my phone, just clearing up kind of the last few messages from this morning. So we are 2 meals down now. Meal 3 is coming up for the day, which is probably my favourite meal, which has been a staple in my diet for probably about 10 years, which Luke is sitting behind the camera shaking his head. It is bolognese, but it's not a Luke bolognese because the reason it's not a Luke bolognese is because I'll have used a jar Dolmio sauce, which is the jar Dolmio sauce, but it is low fat. So we've got 125 grams of 5% mince, poverty, 80 grams of pasta, and like the last meal, I'm going to absolutely smother it in salt. So that'll be meal 4. I will also just touch on meal 5 while I'm here, meal 3. I'll touch on meal 4 now, which will be my pre-workout, which is going to be 125 grams of turkey mince, 300 grams of white potato, and a cheeky little Rice Krispie square in there for pre. So I'll be having that probably in a couple of hours. Then what we are going to do to round off the day, it is my favourite day, it is leg day. And so we'll be heading to the gym. We are going to film some of the sessions, so you guys will get to still see some of the session. I will talk you through the session as we go. It's not going to be a big, long, lengthy one like normal, because if you're still tuned in, I don't want to bore you for a further 15 minutes. So what we will do is just take you through the session, and then that will pretty much round off the day. The only other thing which I am going to add in, which I'm going to make in a second, for those of you who, most of you on my team that are watching this will be fully aware of what this is now, but I can't not mention the Ninja Creamy. For any of you that haven't bought a Ninja Creamy, you need to buy one. Luke is looking at me like, oh, what is that? So if you haven't got a Ninja Creamy, basically it is a low calorie ice cream that you're able to make. So it is a machine. So what I will be doing, I've already done one in the freezer, but just to give you guys a run through of what I will do, I put 300 ml of almond milk in this, 30 grams away, freeze it in the morning. It goes into a Ninja Creamy, and basically it makes 300 grams of low calorie ice cream, which is the perfect bedtime snack. So that will be my last meal of the day, but there is just 2 more before I forget. Because Luke, I am going to let him go because he has been here, as you all know, from 6:30 this morning because he woke me up. But post-workout, I will be having whey. I have crumpets and jam, which is banging. And then I'll finish off the day with creamy, some fruit and some dark chocolate. And then my sleep... Fish and a rice cake. There is no fish and a rice cake. My sleep is pretty dog shit at the moment. So it has got to that point where I'm going to get a nice little cheeky diazepam in with my ice cream and I'm going to see off the day. So yeah, we will catch you at the gym in a bit. this is the pre-workout meal. Oh, fuck me, I've just started the salt all over the floor. Probably didn't mean to do that, fuck's sake. Cool, it's a disaster today. We've got smashed glasses, salt all over the floor. So, this is some burnt potato and some chicken, which I did mention in my last story. Maybe we should cut this bit out, Luke. This is called excessive amounts of salt.
Jesus Christ, stop, Jake.
Lovely.
Gee.
Nobody following my footsteps in them particular examples. Salt for the pump.
I mean, it looks like something. It looks like you've fucking got dusting sugar all over it.
Bit of ketchup on there as well, lovely. That looks, oh, you'd get served that in a restaurant. So that is my pre-workout meal. One thing I did forget to mention in the last video that I did, which everyone's going to be interested in, which is ped time. So before I eat, while this cools down, I will just touch on my current cycle setup. So first compound that I'm taking is the best one and the one that everyone should use. E.g., if you are doing any oral cycles, you're an idiot. Luke, I think you've done an oral cycle once in the past, haven't you?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
So testosterone. So I'm currently running 400 tests a week, 400 milligrams of test a week. That is not 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil. For anyone that works in mil, you should never be working in mil when it comes to peds. So 400 milligrams. I would love to be able to run this higher. Unfortunately for me, the reason I can't run it any higher is because I basically look like I should be breastfeeding if I do that. So usually for a baseline test, I would love to have it a bit higher, but it just doesn't work for me. So compound 1, 400 test. Next compound is Primo. So I am currently using 800 milligrams of Primo. And to be honest with you, the main reason I really have to use that dosage of Primo, it just backs up what I just said around the test, is that estrogen, for me, I usually would get estrogen on TRT. So I have to use 800 Primo. I usually work to a 2-1 ratio with the Primo, which allows me to keep the estrogen levels under control. I'm not somebody who will use any kind of Aromacin, Arimidex, anything like that. I would recommend not using it personally. The detriment that comes with using them drugs, in my opinion, is far more severe than a little bit of an excessive amount of Primo. I also do use a little bit of Masteron. Currently using 400 Mast. I'm a big fan of mixing the Primo and the Masteron together. I find that Primo does work better from an estrogen management perspective than the Masteron. I used Primo and Mast together last year. The combination of them both for me worked absolutely fantastic. And I did, a couple of weeks back, add in our favourite drug, a tiny little bit of Trenbolone. So Trenbolone running at 200 milligrams a week at the moment. So total injectable dosages is currently sitting at 1.8 grams, if my math serves me correctly, which is a little bit higher than I would probably normally run. And this is probably one of the higher ends of the cycles I have done for a long, long time. I am not competing, but this is just what I'm experimenting with, really. And like I say, the Primo is being there really just to keep the estrogen effects under control. And what I mentioned earlier on, the use of P5P from a prolactin standpoint is just to manage any side effects that I get from Tren. And then alongside that, I'm running 80 mcg of Clen, just alongside that, as I said, because I am dieting at the moment. So that is being utilised. And then the only other drugs that I'm using that I haven't mentioned outside of kind of general supplements is I also use 500 milligrams of metformin before bed. And alongside that, a little plug here for my boy Riz, I'm also using injectable L-carnitine at 500 milligrams a day. So that is my total drug usage. By all means, anyone who has any questions, anything they want to ask me about that, by all means, drop me a DM. But otherwise, we will now see you at the gym. So we are now here, we're at the gym. It is leg day, mine and Aston's favourite day. So just to talk you through the session, so we are going to start with adductor, 2 working sets. We are then going to move on to light and hamstring curl, which will be 2 working sets as well. We have mixed things up a bit recently over the last couple of weeks. We would normally go to the leg extension, but we've actually moved to the leg press next, and we are doing a slightly different leg press. We're doing the pivot leg press compared to the normal leg press that we would do. So it'll be leg press next. It will then be followed by Smith squats. We will then move to the leg extension, into seated hamstring curl, into abductor, and I will finish off with some calves because my calves are absolute dog shit. Luke, you probably shouldn't have done that. And Aston has fantastic calves and doesn't even bother training them, which is extremely frustrating. So yeah, we'll take you through some of the session so you get a bit of a vibe just for how we do things, and then we'll catch you at the end. Trying to catch my breath. It's the end of the session. I hope you've enjoyed the day in my life and I've not bored the absolute hell out of you, because usually most of my days bore the hell out of me. But no, jokes aside, I hope you've got to get a bit of an insight about what I'm up to, what my day's like. I've tried to show you some of the good bits, but some of the bad bits is probably me just sitting on my phone all day. So yeah, end of the episode. Next time you will see us is going to be June the 15th, which is going to be a big show. I believe I have 9 people in that show, so it is going to be chaos. But if we've got 9 people in the show, you know what that means. There's going to be some big wins that day. So guys, please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, give us your feedback, and until next time,